It never starts with chaos. It never starts with violence. It starts with a thought that feels reasonable. A small decision. Quiet, easy to justify. This wasn't impulse. It was a decision. From the outside, everything looked normal. A routine. Familiar places, ordinary days. Nothing felt urgent. Nothing demanded attention. That's how the mind protects itself. By making everything feel familiar. By convincing you that nothing is wrong. Normality is comforting, and that's why it's dangerous. You see, the brain is an expert at creating a narrative of safety. It smooths over the rough edges, hides the inconsistencies, and presents a version of reality that's easy to live with. Wake up, commute, work, come home. The rhythm is steady, predictable. It's in this predictability that the first cracks appear, unseen. We believe we are in control because the scenery hasn't changed. The people are the same. The streets look just as they did yesterday. But underneath this surface of normalcy, a silent shift is already underway. The mind is protecting you from a truth you are not yet ready to see. And this protection, this manufactured sense of calm, is the perfect environment for a dangerous idea to take root and grow unnoticed. The first decision is never dramatic. It's small enough to ignore, a delay, an excuse, a moment of silence instead of action. The mind explains it away so easily. Not now, later. It's not that serious, and because nothing happens immediately, the decision feels harmless. There's no sudden consequence, no immediate feedback to signal that a boundary has been crossed. Think about it. If the first step towards a disastrous outcome felt disastrous, no one would ever take it. So it's disguised. It's a text message you choose not to send. A conversation you avoid having. A small, insignificant detail you decide to omit. It's a tiny deviation from the path. So subtle that you barely notice you've made a turn. But the brain remembers. It files it away, not as a mistake, but as a new data point, a new precedent. And with that precedent set, the next similar decision becomes just a little bit easier. The first stone has been laid on a new path, and you are the one who placed it there, all while telling yourself it meant nothing at all. Here's what most people don't realize. The mind doesn't jump from one state to another. It adjusts. It recalibrates, slowly and methodically. Each small decision shifts the internal boundary of what is acceptable. What once felt wrong now feels manageable. What felt unacceptable now just feels distant. There is no alarm bell. There is no internal warning system flashing red. There is only a quiet, seamless process of adaptation. And this is the most deceptive part. Adaptation feels like control. It feels like you are making a series of conscious choices, that you are navigating a complex situation with skill. You aren't losing your way. You're just finding a new one. This feeling of control is intoxicating. It reassures you that you are still the person you believe yourself to be. You're still rational. You're still moral. You're just being flexible. But what you perceive as flexibility is actually your internal compass slowly being reset, degree by quiet degree. Each adjustment makes the next one less jarring, until the landscape of your own morality has been redrawn without you ever noticing the change in geography. As these decisions accumulate, logic itself begins to change. It's not that you become illogical. It's that your logic starts to serve a new purpose. Its job is no longer to find the truth, but to justify the path you're already on. Risk begins to feel smaller. The potential negative outcomes feel abstract, like something that happens to other people in stories. Responsibility becomes fuzzy. It feels shared or diluted or delayed into a future that never seems to arrive. The person in this state isn't reckless. They are convinced. They are thoroughly, rationally convinced that they are still the one choosing. They are convinced they can stop anytime they want. But stopping requires a level of awareness that was quietly surrendered many decisions ago. The logic becomes circular. I've come this far, so it must be the right way. If it were truly wrong, something bad would have happened by now. This internal monologue isn't a sign of madness. It's a sign of a mind working perfectly to protect itself from a devastating truth. That the control it feels is an illusion. The point of no return doesn't announce itself. There's no dramatic line in the sand, it passes unnoticed like any other moment. By the time the mind finally recognizes the gravity of the situation, the decisions have already shaped reality. The outcome is no longer a possibility. It's an inevitability, not because of one big catastrophic choice, but because of 1,000 small ones that led here. This is the moment where people look around in disbelief and ask, how did it get this far? The answer is uncomfortable. It got there slowly. It got there one reasonable sounding step at a time. The point of no return isn't a door you walk through. It's a subtle change in the current. You've been drifting for so long that you don't realize you too far from shore to swim back. The realization doesn't come with a bang, but with a quiet, horrifying clarity. The choices have already been made. The path has been walked. And the destination you tried so hard to justify is now here. People will search for a single mistake, a single moment to blame, a villain, a weakness, a fatal flaw. But there isn't one. There's a pattern, a sequence, a psychological path that is terrifyingly human. The most dangerous decisions we make are the ones that don't feel dangerous at all. They feel reasonable. They feel logical. They feel necessary. And that is the truth that most people refuse to look at. We want to believe that bad things happen because of bad people making bad choices. But often they happen because of ordinary people making a series of small, justifiable choices, each one making the next one easier. This wasn't chaos. It wasn't impulse. It wasn't madness. It was a decision, then another, made quietly in the spaces between ordinary moments. And that is what makes it so terrifying. It could be anyone. It could be you. If this made you uncomfortable, that's the point. Because the real mystery isn't what happened. It's why it felt normal before it did. This wasn't impulse. It was a decision. Thank you for watching.